Well, hello, hello, hello. I am back. So, they say sometimes it takes a village to do whatever it is that you're doing. Well, this isn't taking a village, but it's taking three different kits to put together the vision I have. So, I'm multitasking today because I needed to use up some of these kits. I mean, I literally have, I'm not kidding you guys, 2 boxes right here at my feet next to me of the stuff that I have been hoarding since I have stopped videoing, and I need to start using those stuff. So I have it there guilting me so that I start making stuff so that I will do videos and share it with you guys, and then I can put it away. So my goal is to empty the boxes. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it away, but that's the goal. I mean, it's like, well, you know what? One thing at a time. Let's just, at least Diamond Press has their own bin. So this one's a no-brainer. So anyway, I told you guys the other day when I did the review that I wanted to do something with these, the slider, or the slimline, not slider, but slimline cards. And I was doggedly determined to make that happen. And then, of course, I got the bats. That was in my HSN haul. And then I started thinking, I'm like, I've got this. And remember I said I did not buy the card kit because I had plenty of Halloween stuff to do it. And at that moment, I didn't put it together. I had something else in my head. And then when I was going through grabbing stuff, I remembered this and I go, look, bats. Look, bats. No brainer. And then I still needed to have appropriate sentiments, so I went going through. I have about 4 or 5 of Diamond Press's Halloween kits, but this one has at least a couple of sentiments that I can use to spread out through these cards. So there you have it, guys. 3 kits. We're going to try to make this a 3-fer. I'm going to try to make all 3 of these cards. So let's see if I can pull it off and not take 3 hours to do it. What do you guys think? Right, I know. What was I thinking? But anyway, give me a second to be right back, and we're going to get started with paper, all right? Okay, I am back. I grabbed my paper. I have a trusty long embossing folder, cutting folder for the marquee, because obviously we use the marquee with our Diamond Press, but I have decided that we are going to do which one have I decided to do? I want to do the bats, so we're going to do the bats. That's why I pulled the purple paper. It was actually for the bats. I really contemplated doing it in inked background, and then just decided no, I was going to make these kind of, flashy, for lack of a better term. We'll move that. We don't need that folder, but we do need this. And I want to see, this is what I want to check. Is this piece of paper big enough? Wow, that is, no, it's not. That's what I needed to know. So it's going to have to be this way. So I've got to cut this off just, a smidge bigger than the die. So let's see, how wide is our die? Oh, sorry about that. It is 3 5/8, a smidge over 3 5/8. So I'm going to go 3 3/4. This is just handy dandy paper that I had in my stash, and I wanted it to be, like I said, I wanted it to be this really kind of flashy, and I have evil plans. Most of this paper is going to get used up. Okay, 3 3/4, 3 3/4. Okay. So that's wide enough, right? Yeah, I'm going to have to, the thing about this lovely mirror paper is that you got fingerprints all over it, see? But I'm not going to go crazy with it now. But all I'm going to do is line this up. Get this in my marquee. But you know what? This is like really insanely slickery. So we're going to use up some of our tape here. Yeah, because these pieces will get cut out. So yeah. Yes, especially with slick paper, because sometimes the strength of the marquee, it'll mark the paper. So always think when you're putting down tape, know your machine. And I know I've run into that. I can't forget. I'm pretty sure it's the marquee, but I could be wrong. And since I am not 100% sure, better safe than sorry. So I just put down my pieces of tape, and we're going to, there we go. Run this through the marquee. Whee! I need to clean this. It's a little dirty. I don't like dirty things. I try not to anyway. Ugh. There we go. So let's see. How does that look? Oh, I already can tell it looks great. Look at that. Look at that. top, except for a little piece right at the top. But here, we're not going to mess with this. We're going to do two things. Well, first thing is we're going to cut this piece off. And the next thing we're going to do is switch our glasses to the one. There we go. Again, yet again, I have the computer glasses on. So we're going to, I'm going to save these pieces because I have evil plans with them. So we might be able to still use them. Okay, but I am not going to try to rerun it through. I'm just going to really quickly just cut that little piece off. There we go. No big deal. I honestly think it's because I had it too close. I don't know. I really don't know why, because I never have issues with diamond pressed dies. But, okay, we have this. I fully intend on making this a shaker card. So I need to do the same with this. But before I do this, give me a sec. I'm going to come back because I'm going to cut my card back real quick. Okay, I'm back. I've got my panel already cut. You know, basically it's a 7 by 8.5. You fold it in half. There's your slimline card base, which obviously this fits in over perfectly, but there's not a lot of contrast there. Hence the sparkly purple paper. Ooh. And let me grab my trimmer. One thing I'm going to recommend, and I almost reached over for my my guillotine because it's small. I go, I will take it, and then I thought better of it, and I don't know if anybody has ever noted that, but don't ever change up in the middle of a project what you're using to cut. You stick with one trimmer, one or the other, whichever it is, but stick to it because there's a chance they're going to be a little off, and then you might have to do some fiddly farting to make things match up. So that is something I have learned, to always stick in the midst of a project, whichever way you go, use the same trimmer all the way through so you get your same measurement. See? Because that way this fits perfectly on top of that. And I know this from experience, not from expertise, but because it's happened to me. Okay, this is not like genius or nothing like, whoa, no, I'm just a dork. Okay, let me really quickly, what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my panel down. And oh, look, I ran out of tape. Isn't that amazing? Hang on. So Elvis here was having a cute moment. He does not realize that he's about to get evicted because while I was thinking, oh, look how cute, he chewed up. You guys see that? He chewed up my card in a split second, the brat cat. And now he has found my bone folder to be very fascinating. But I'm going to summarily evict him. But I thought I would share this because the stuff like this only happens to me. Well, I decided since I had handy my Nuvo tape runner, I'm going to go ahead and use it because that's what's been sitting here waiting for me to try it out. So I'm going to add this tape to the one that's all covered in cat hair right here, but nobody's going to notice that except you guys are going to know. Don't tell them, okay? Shh, it's our secret. But let's give this tape a try. Let's see, because this came with one of my tonic kits. I mean, it feels good. I'll give them that, and I'll just put one in the middle. But really, I'm more of a big mama person, but I just don't feel like dealing with loading it up right now. And I figured, again, as always, it's not like I need this glued down forever. I just need it to survive. Okay, let's see what happened here. It's not lining up right. I'm going to try that again. And if it still doesn't line up right, then that's okay. We're just going to trim the card. It's a little not square. Tiny smidgen. So now, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead. Let's take this. And that sometimes happens no matter how hard you try. Paper doesn't always come squared off. Okay. Good enough. Okay, why? Oh, there we go. I locked it up. Okay. So now we have this on it. My little tiny strip. Okay. What I'm going to do now is, that's not, I was going to glue it to the die. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. I'm going to go ahead. I've already gone ahead and cut my acetate. What I am going to do is kind of static it. This is a trick I learned from another YouTuber, and you could kill me now, and I couldn't tell you who, which is sad because, credit should be given where credit is due. I just can't remember. I honestly can't, you know. What I have forgotten, folks, could fill volumes. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for right now. I'm going to go ahead and use wet glue because for the life of me, I cannot find my my roll of 1/8 inch tape. It's somewhere. So we're going to go with the Nuvo and pray that this works. Because this is good tacky glue. It actually is, so. But it's got to go all the way around. I've got to go all the way around quickly, because this does dry fairly quickly, and I need it to dry on the acetate, not while I'm applying the glue. That would just be bad. So let's get this on really quickly, because I also have to dab some on some of the bats to hold it down onto the acetate. So I'll put a little here. I mean, just doesn't have to be big, you know, goo gobs amount. I just want it to stay down. There we go. Okay. Set that aside. Whoops. And I'm going to do it this way. Of course, there's a dirty spot. I just spotted it. But it's on this side. Okay. I may have not gotten all of it, but I'm not going to worry now. I'm more worried about getting the acetate down while the glue is still wet. That is my numero uno concern, because I want it to stick. There you go. Because then what I have to do once it's stuck is we have to apply. So there we go. Because again, this is going to be a shaker card. I have wished it so. Now what we have to do is grab my 1/8 inch tape here, and we are going to just go ahead and apply it. And I've gotten this off of Amazon. I still have another roll. I think I picked up the roll for like $8.99. I mean, something, you know, fairly ridiculously cheap. So I will link you down below. I'll go find it. I'll find my source. I have it both in 1/4 inch and in 1/8 inch, which is very, very handy for here, where you can obviously tell, my gosh, it just barely makes it. There you go. I'll just lay this down really quick. I'm taking too long. I'm sorry. We may break this up into a couple of videos. We'll see. We'll see what happens when I go into editing, when I'm in post-production. Doesn't that sound like, you know, really full of my own self-importance? Oh my goodness. But it is. It's not just making the card, guys. You know, it takes me. If you think it takes me long, I'm goofing around making a card. You see how long it takes me to edit and try to and I'm out of practice. You know, 3 months and suddenly I don't know how to do anything. So I'm even learning how to shoot and remember. Oh my gosh, Maya, just shut up. So I'm having to take stuff up that really, really wasn't necessary. So I'm right now in the process of editing a video that I hope you guys are going to enjoy. And the only hint you're going to get is Paper Wizard. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. It's Paper Wizard. So there we go. We are now ready. So here we go. So we have the makings of our shaker card. I really am happy. Now that I see it up against the purple, doesn't that look great? But now we need to get our shaker bits. But here are some shaker bits. This is what I was telling you, and I had an evil plan. And I'll do that real quick. And Elvis is messing with Squeaky. And Squeaky is having none of that. She's like, yeah. And Elvis just wants to play. And Squeaky is an older cat. Elvis is he's not quite 2. He'll be 2, I believe, in November. Squeaky, on the other hand, is going to be turning 15 years old this week. Yeah, the 6th. So in a few days, September 6th. Is when our little Squeaky was born. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Ah! Okay. What I want to do is what you're seeing me as I'm tearing apart this envelope. That I'm going to do is I want to get this little bat off. And by now you guys probably know where I'm going with this. I'm going to take all of these little pieces, and wherever I can, I'm going to die cut a bat out using my marquee. So it may take, like, that one isn't going to work, but I think I can get one out of here. I may not be getting any. We'll see. Yeah, I can barely make it, I think. Yeah, just barely. Where is, let's see. I still had all that washi tape, but Elvis stole it all. Okay, let me see. I need to grab one of my tonic folders. We'll see how this one works. Now that I've taped it all down to my table. I sometimes scare myself. See, we're going to have all kinds. I still have to gather my shaker bits for this. But what I wanted to include in there are bats. Little bats. Aren't they going to be awesome? We're going to have little bats shaking through. So it's a little time consuming. I just wanted you to see me do one. So I'm going to do the rest off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. 2 pieces of card. A little pile of bats. I cut out a bunch of the little bats with my little diamond press, and then I went looking for sparkly bits, and it wasn't the direction I was planning on going, but it's kind of like you go shopping in your stash, and there's just some sparkly bits, it's me, shaker bits that I got from Joann's a while back. So this is like, I realized this is the perfect sparkly bits, moon and stars, and then we have our bats. So we're going to go ahead and add, try not to make a monumental mess. I know, what am I thinking? But we're going to add a bunch of sparkly bits to this, to my card. I'll just spread them out. And then on top, we'll add those on the bottom, and then I think that should be enough, give or take. Well, yeah. Sometimes more is better, but I'm going to call it quits here, just because of this. The foam that I use is not that deep, so I don't want it. Then things get stuck, and then not move, which is what I want it to be. That's the point of the shaker card, is for things to shake, right? So I'm going to add my bats in and make sure they're all face up, or what's the fun in that, right? So we're going to add all our little bats in. Maybe this curvy guy, we're going to flatten him out. Let me convince him that he doesn't want to be a curvy guy. Maybe it's a curvy girl. Girls have curls, right? Oh, just add those little guys in. That. Whoops, and we have a star that wanted to escape. Oh no, come back, come back. We have 2 that want to be upside down. There's always those ones that just want to do their own thing, huh? Okay, so now we got that. I'm going to turn it this way because it makes me happy. But then we're ready for us to just I'm going to take my strips off. Let me take a look at, there's a couple of streaks here, so, because it has been manhandled a bit. So let me this is my moment, my last chance to clean it from the inside. The outside, there's still opportunity, but I just want to clean anything that I see. Oh yeah, that actually did make a bit of a difference. So now, did that. That's the last chance to remove some of the static. I'm going to go ahead now, and what I do want to do, even though I have I feel remove the static, let me go ahead and do this as something whoops, because I make a mess. I'm going to go ahead anyway, and I want to hit the sides of my foam tape. I should have done that before I removed that one little tape, but I think we'll be okay. But I want to hit it with my little anti-static stuff, just to keep the shaker bits from sticking to the side of my tape here, my foam. Okay, remove that real quick. Bring my card back in. I'll throw these away in a minute. Maybe we'll leave it here for Elvis to find. These things seem to truly, truly entertain him. And yeah, okay, I want to make sure before I put it together that I'm not putting it together upside down. And then we're going to go for the commitment. Whoop, let me line it up. I should line it up from the bottom first. And then from the side. So the bottom and the side should do it. There we go. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. You guys say, oh, I love it. So I have our little shaker bits. Make sure this is nice and pressed in. See, I heard something snap there. Why did that snap? I don't know. I think it's just, oh, who knows? There we go. But there he is. But we're not done yet. We need to do our sentiment. So, kind of like it takes a village to build, you know, to raise a child or whatever, you know, it takes a village to do. It takes multiple kits sometimes to put together a card. So I've gone into my stash of Diamond Press Halloweens, and I'm going to pull out my treat bag from my treat bag maker from last year, because it has some really cool sentiments, and we're going to use that one. I want to use the Happy Halloween, but I'm going to pull out. But I also want to add some of the sentiment from here. Oh my goodness, I got that. That tape really just wants to stick one way or another. It's like, yeah, we're not releasing. Goodness gracious, there we go. So I want to use the boo, which if you see it'll be right here. I mean, you'll see in a minute cut out already, but I'm going to go ahead and use that boo because I just like it. So I'm going to go with the boo. Oof, I'm going to try to go with the boo. There we go. And then that tape is strong tape. They take it seriously. My goodness. Holy cow. There we go. So we have our boo and our sentiment die, and then we have our stamp, and I'll take care of that. We're going to use the boo first. So we're going to cut out, and I think I can actually use it with my, yes, I can. I'll cut a little piece of, because it'll fit through the original Diamond Press that I didn't buy originally, but now I did. And oh my gosh, I thought I loved my marquee. I like this one just as much, because for just a single little piece like this. So give me a second. Let me find my die cut, and let me grab my paper, and we'll do that next. I am back. I cut up a little piece of this pretty much screaming green paper from Tonic that I decided I wanted to make it really bright and contrasty, and it just made me happy. And where did I just put that paper down? I wanted to show it to you guys. Let's see, it's in my stash here. The pile. What did I do? Nope, it's not even in that pile. I have literally, there it is. So I went ahead and decided on holly green. So obviously it's meant to be Christmas paper, but we are using it for Halloween purposes right now. So I just grabbed the sheet and cut a 2-inch strip. And then, or 1.5 inches, about 1.5 inches. And then I just went ahead and cut it a little bit bigger. So I think it's about a 2 1/8 inches. Let me grab my little handy dandy tape. And we're going to tape down my boo. I cannot find, I already used one of these folders, and I couldn't find it. So now that I have grabbed the other new one I have, that means that one will turn up. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But I didn't want to waste any more time just going crazy looking for it, when I'm sure it's found painfully on here on the desk somewhere in plain sight. But we're just going to go ahead and run that through. There we go. Our boo, and oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. Wow. I think I'm in love. Where is my handy dandy pokey tool? Let's poke all these little pieces out real quick. But oh my gosh, look how awesome that looks. I'm going to go ahead then and cut a couple of pieces of layers behind it. I'm going to layer this up just to give it a little bit of dimension, but I think that is going to look awesome. I'm going to put it like here, right over here, maybe on our bat. Whoops. That's kind of my evil plan. So give me a second. I'm going to come back with you with a couple more pieces, and then we'll also stamp out and do our other sentiment. I am back. I have zoomed in a bit so you can see what I'm doing, but I've grabbed my sentiment stamps from the treat bag from last year from diamond press. I don't know if it's available or not, but if it is, I will link you down below. It is a really, really, really cute kit. Because it comes with the 2 sheets of stamps, as you can see here, and then plus all these very cool dies, including, of course, the die that cuts out the little treat bag. So, and I decided I wanted to use the sentiment boop, and it just looked very, very cool. But I just want to go ahead and cut out this little banner piece. Do this. I want to do it in black. I decided, although I wonder if I should rethink that strategy, because it's going to be black on black. And I was thinking, wait, I'll cut out, I may either that or I just cut out, I'll fussy cut a banner piece that's a little bit larger than this banner piece, because this one cuts this out, but then we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure it out. All right, but we're going to go ahead. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's do our stamping. And this is the first time I'm using this stamp, so let me take a second and just rough it up that tiny smidge. I'm going to go ahead literally and going to stamp and clear with my clear stamp, pigment stamp, with my FSJ ink. And then I'm going to emboss it with white powder. And that will give me my color. I'm going to give it a second go just so I can see it. So that should be good enough, but let's do it twice just to be safe. There we go. We'll just take that right here. And we're going to pour, whoops, maybe I shouldn't open it upside down. You guys think? Just hit it. Whoops. Ooh, I got a little happy there. Okay, I have a little right here, I can tell, but other than that, set this aside. No, we're not going to close it because I don't want ink on my mat. And then let's turn on Mr. Milwaukee. And let's make the magic happen. Yay! That's it. Now I'm just going to grab my handy dandy scissors. These were the ones that were handy and dandy. There we go. Here we go. Not bad for doing it kind of half blind. I'm happy with that. Now all I'm going to do is what we're going to do is, you know what I want to do? We're going to have a moment of creativity. I could have centered it better, but that's okay. We're just going to cut another piece. Where did my scissors go? I put them back. Can you imagine that? Me putting things back where they go? Will wonders ever cease? I want to pop that out just a little bit off of the background. So I'm going to run it back through and get me another black piece. There we go. Works for me. And I will be right back. I'm going to grab my mat so we can glue this together. All right? Give me a moment. Okay, I cleared up my mess a bit. I pulled out my silicone mat. I've got all my booze. And I cut a couple banner pieces because I wanted to pop this up. And I have my handy dandy glue. You guys all know, if you watch my videos, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to squirt a bunch of glue on yon handy dandy mat. I'm going to reach over and grab my tweezers that I should have grabbed already. We're going to plop a banner piece into the glue. Tap that in. And we're going to layer that banner piece on top of this banner piece. This is the easy part, because this one it's nice and even. I'm not lining up letters or anything. So this is a quickie piece that comes together. So and now Let me lay down. I think I can get this done with the glue kind of hanging out here. I don't know why am I using my tweezers. I don't need them until I try to pick it up. But yeah. We'll go this way here. Whoops, 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 whoops. There we go. Just make sure it's nice and lined up. And it would be easier to make that if I were wearing my correct glasses again. But I don't know where they've gotten to. I have misplaced them, so we're going to deal with the not close one. I know I put them somewhere, and I might be in my computer bag now that I think about it, but we will make do with this. Now, what I am going to do is I need to lay down some more glue to glue boo together, but I want to clean this up because what it does is it'll like flake up and be messy, and we don't want that. I'd rather start with completely flush glue. It's not like I'm getting ready. I'm closing in on having to refill this bottle. And still, from the original refill that I bought a year ago, like at the beginning of the pandemic, that's when I discovered Barely Art. So I've used it a lot. This is my go-to glue, guys. So it's great glue. It gives me, for something like this, it gives me the fiddly fart time I need. Glues dry. I mean, of course it glues dry. Hello. It glues clear, but a matte clear, which is perfect unless you're on a shiny surface. Maybe, I don't know, but that part alone, because everything, you know, a lot of the glues, most scrapbooking glues will dry clear, but they dry shiny. So you can still see them. So the fact that this dries clear is huge. It just makes it all the better. So we're ready. We've got that, so I can pop out my boo. I'm going to lay down a little bit more fresh. The rest is still pretty fresh, so I don't have to clean it up. And now we're going to do our green, and we want to be a little bit more careful with this because we don't want to smear the glue on all of the shiny green that's so pretty. So I am going to try to be a little bit more careful. Grabbing this, gluing it down. Okay, that should be enough. Good enough for government work or spooky work. Wow, that was perfect. I think it's because I did the two black layers together, so it already had a very stable surface. Oh, I'm really happy. I love, whoops. That lime, to me it looks like lime green, even though it says, Tonic says it's holly green. It's perfect for Halloween as far as I'm concerned. So now we are ready. I don't know. I mean, my evil plan was to put this like down here, or I think between. We try to not cover our little bats. Or sacrifice a bat. This is my evil plan. What do you guys think? I think the black, even though it's not shiny, I was planning on giving it a green background, but I think it works just like that. So I think I'm going to leave well enough alone. Not that I'm being lame, and not because I don't want to have to fussy cut another banner around it. I just like it. I really, really, really legitimately do. So I'm going to grab some of my Nuvo glue. Yes, I am. And lay some of that down. Maybe not, because, oh, it looks like it's clogged. Let me declog that. That's not good. That is not allowed. I'll go in and really rotor-rooter it out. Rotor-rooter it out. I just want to put a good amount of glue. We're going to put that lid immediately back on. And we're just going to commit. That is going to go right there. And then the boo I really like it right where it is. Now this is something I don't normally do, which is apply glue straight on the letters. Although I may, let's see. This is just a little bit tackier, a little thicker. So it's really the glue I want to use. Boy, am I having to press this stuff down. So I'm still going to use my method, but I'm laying it really thick. I'll pick that up. But I do want to pick up a thick amount of glue. I'll come over here. And there we go. I am not going to press too hard. This time I am going to go in though with my little tool, my little ceramic tool. And I want to pick up the little remnants of glue I can see. See, and I just moved it by accident. So there we go. I covered it back up, so I don't have to worry about that. But I gotta be careful. There's another one that has a bit of a finer tip. Oops. As I take the other one and dump it onto the floor. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. And there we have it. We have a finished card. I'm just trying to find where I put my wet wipe. There it is right here. I want to pick this up before I make a mess of things. All I have left is to stamp and sign the back of my card like we do all good art. Let me close my bottle right here. But this just really came together pretty quickly, very easily. That's what I love about this die set in particular. You could do more. I mean, when you think about it, we could go in and left the panel, done it in white, and then you could have inked it up. I mean, think about it, you know, a moon and some clouds. But I really, I mean, from the onset to me, I wanted to do a sparkly background. And so I think this is really cute. I turned out, I think it's, I'm happy. I'm really happy with what I did off the cuff. And that's what I love about Diamond Press stuff. So we're done with this card. I will come back with another card. I'll probably just, you know, put out like 3 little videos instead of one great big long one. So thanks a lot for staying here with me. I hope you liked the card. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And please, by all means, if you want to see more, then go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell, and you know when I'm on. And I'll be right back with another one, guys. I'll see you in a little bit. Meanwhile, you go off doing your thing. Don't forget to create something beautiful. Have fun doing it. And don't forget that we're all a little mad here. So go ahead and scrap that madness. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.